Today we will tell the story of Leonardo, who discovered his fiancée's betrayal just before getting married. See how he got his revenge. In a city where the nightlights seemed to weave a tapestry of mysteries and whispers, Leonardo found himself wandering, a spectre among the lengthening shadows and the echoes of muffled conversations that floated through the night air. His reality, once solid and secure, began to crumble on a night marked by revelation and pain. He discovered Isabella's betrayal in a manner seemingly scripted for a cruel drama, through a misdirected message intended for another but finding its way to him. A simple notification on his phone was the key that unlocked a terrible secret. A text not meant for him, but speaking of him in a way no groom should ever discover about his future wife. The message was clear, detailing clandestine meetings and plans made behind his back, adorned with words of affection that should have been exclusively his, but were directed to another. The impact was immediate and overwhelming. With the wedding planned to take place in just a few weeks, Isabella's betrayal hit Leonardo like a lightning bolt, shattering all his hopes and dreams for the future he had envisioned with her. The world seemed to spin around him, each beat of his heart echoing the shock and disbelief now filling him. The pain of betrayal was compounded by the proximity of the wedding, an event that should have been the celebration of their love and commitment to each other. Invitations had already been sent out, plans meticulously arranged, and promises of a future together. Now everything seemed like a cruel irony. That night, Leonardo walked the city streets, each step a reflection of his internal journey through disbelief, anger, and a profound sense of loss. The city, with its lights and shadows, seemed to echo his internal turmoil, a perfect backdrop for the drama unfolding in his broken heart. The way he discovered the betrayal, so abrupt and impersonal, left him with a sense of emptiness and betrayal that went beyond the act itself. It was as if, beyond the infidelity, the manner of discovery underscored the lack of respect and consideration for him and the relationship he believed they had. With the revelation coming to light in this devastating manner, Leonardo found himself at a crossroads in his life, forced to confront not only the pain of the present, but also the uncertainty of his future. Despite the devastating blow that the betrayal caused, Leonardo was made of unyielding internal material, shaped not by fragility, but by strength of spirit. The blow, though devastating, did not knock him down. Instead, it served as a catalyst for a firm and powerful decision. In his mind, the idea of revenge, at least in the traditional sense where one seeks to inflict pain in response to received pain, found no place. Leonardo chose a path of unconventional revenge, one that did not feed on resentment, but rather on personal transformation. He envisioned his revenge as a journey of rebirth, a phoenix-like rise from the ashes of his old existence, seeking to reach heights of personal fulfillment and happiness that previously seemed unimaginable. This decision marked the beginning of a new phase in his life, an era of self-discovery and achievements that would shine brighter than any conventional revenge could offer. In the tumultuous days that followed the emotional storm, Leonardo allowed himself to delve into depths of himself that he had only glimpsed until then. He rediscovered passions and interests that had long been overshadowed by everyday commitments and obligations. One of these reignited passions was painting, an art that had always caught his attention but to which he had never allowed himself to dedicate enough time or courage. Now, every brushstroke on the canvas became a form of meditation, a chromatic expression of his deepest feelings, transforming pain and disillusionment into beauty and artistic expression. Moreover, Leonardo rediscovered his love for writing, an old flame that had never completely extinguished. He began to write again, this time channeling all the intensity of his recent feelings into words that flowed with a sincerity and depth that even he was surprised to recognize. This rediscovery of writing not only served as a balm for his wounded soul, but also reignited the flame of a passion that would define many of his future days. Parallel to this immersion in the arts, Leonardo embarked on an intense journey of self-discovery and personal growth. His first step was to enroll in cooking classes, an area that had always piqued his curiosity, but that he had never properly explored. In the kitchen, he discovered not only a passion for combining flavors and textures, but also a way to touch people's hearts through the dishes he created. Each recipe a love letter to the life he had chosen to embrace. In addition to cooking, Leonardo embarked on solitary adventures around the world, seeking not only to escape, but to expand his horizons. Each trip was an opportunity to explore new cultures, learn new languages, and absorb perspectives that would forever change his way of seeing the world and himself. These experiences, each in their own way, distanced him further from the man he had been and brought him closer to the man he aspired to be, shaping him into a richer, more complete version of himself. As months unfolded, Leonardo's transformation ceased to be a silent secret and became a vibrant tale, spreading among friends, family, and even distant acquaintances. Initially, many were concerned about the impact the betrayal would have on him, fearing the pain would be too much to bear. However, as they witnessed his evolution, concern gave way to admiration. Leonardo not only recovered, he reinvented himself in ways few could have imagined. His journey of self-improvement and resilience turned him into a local symbol of renewal and strength. His story became told as an inspiring urban legend, a testimony to the human capacity to overcome the pain of betrayal and emerge not only intact, but strengthened, an enhanced version of oneself. This narrative not only lifted the spirits of those around him, but also served as a beacon of hope for others facing similar adversities, showing that rewriting one's destiny is indeed possible. Isabella, observing from a distant and silent standpoint, couldn't help but recognize the magnitude of what she had lost. The man she had betrayed had transformed in ways she could never have foreseen. Far from remaining in pain and resentment, Leonardo had used the experience as a springboard for personal growth and self-exploration. With each new account of his journey, Isabella felt the weight of regret grow, a sharp ache of recognition that her impulsive decision had not only destroyed a relationship, but also discarded the opportunity to share life with someone whose greatness she now clearly saw. The awareness that she had underestimated Leonardo's depth and resilience, and that her act had catalyzed such a profound transformation in him, filled her with a sorrow that was complex and multifaceted, mixed with admiration and a sense of irrevocable loss. On the other hand, Leonardo had discovered a truth that few grasp in times of personal crisis. The highest form of revenge does not lie in wishing ill upon the other, nor in making them repent through equivalent suffering. He realized that true power lay in transcending the need for retaliation, focusing on building a life of satisfaction and joy that rendered past hurts mere shadows, irrelevant in the brightness of his present and future. Leonardo found his peace not in Isabella's misfortune, but in his own upward journey. And in the end, this realization emerged as the most powerful lesson of all. The essence of true revenge is the art of living well, a life so full and radiant that the shadows of the past hold no power over the present, making it clear that the greatest response to adversity is one's own happiness and personal fulfillment. As Leonardo continued his remarkable journey of self-improvement, the waves of his transformation began to ripple far beyond the borders of his personal circle of friends and family. Inspired by his own evolution and the challenges he had overcome, he decided to launch a blog as a platform to share his experiences, profound reflections, and the numerous valuable lessons gleaned along this intricate path. What started as a simple personal project soon captured the attention of readers worldwide. People were irresistibly drawn to the palpable sincerity of his narrative and the brutal honesty with which he dissected complex and universally resonant themes such as pain, loss, and the relentless pursuit of meaning and redemption after having one's heart shattered by unexpected betrayals. As weeks turned into months, Leonardo's blog flourished, evolving from a personal diary into a vibrant and supportive community where individuals from all corners found comfort, inspiration, and the strength needed to confront and overcome their own personal abysses. In a distant corner of this web of human connections and intertwined stories, Isabella remained a silent observer, the shadow of remorse trailing her, becoming denser and more oppressive. With each new post from Leonardo, with each new revelation of his journey and growth, the weight of her past actions seemed to increase, suffocating her with the magnitude of her mistake. Driven by a mix of nostalgia and an urgency for redemption, Isabella attempted on several occasions to reconnect with Leonardo, extending trembling hands in search of forgiveness and perhaps a chance to explain herself, to mend the irreparable. However, each attempt met the same fate, a gentle but firm refusal. Leonardo, though without resentment, had definitively closed that chapter of his existence. He had learned, through pain transformed into wisdom, that forgiveness did not necessarily mean reopening closed doors. It was, above all, recognizing the vital importance of establishing and maintaining healthy boundaries to protect his own emotional well-being and newfound peace. Forgiveness had been granted, yes, but as an act of personal liberation, not as an invitation to return to the past. Leonardo's metamorphosis transcended the boundaries of personal development, manifesting vigorously in his achievements and contributions to the external world. He embraced a new role as a motivational speaker, a vocation that seemed aligned with his path of rebirth and self-discovery. With touching eloquence and a presence exuding authenticity, Leonardo began to share his odyssey of pain, resilience, and triumph on a variety of platforms, from large-scale conferences to intimate workshops and online seminars. His narrative was not just a personal account. It was an invitation to reflection and action, encouraging others to reframe their adversities not as dead ends but as gateways to new beginnings and personal growth. The impact of his words reverberated in the hearts and minds of his audience, igniting sparks of hope and determination. With each story shared, Leonardo solidified his place as a beacon of hope, a living proof that the deepest darkness can be the prelude to a radiant dawn. In this journey of enlightenment and influence, Leonardo not only rediscovered himself, but also attracted a new constellation of meaningful relationships. Friendships and loves blossomed along the way, each bringing new layers of joy, learning, and connection to his life. He surrounded himself with individuals who echoed his own values of continuous growth, authenticity, integrity, and compassion. These new relationships, firmly anchored in the pillars of mutual respect and admiration, contrasted vividly with Leonardo's past experiences, offering a tangible reminder of the progress on his journey. And although memories of the past never completely faded, Leonardo learned not to let them cast shadows over the brightness of his present and the promises of his future. He understood that, while he couldn't change what had happened, he had complete control over the script of his life from that moment onward. Leonardo's story transcends the narrative of a broken heart and overcome betrayal. It rises as a powerful manifesto about the human capacity to redirect the course of their lives through conscious response to adversity, by choosing to channel his deepest pain into a driving force for growth and fulfillment. Leonardo not only rebuilt himself from the ashes of his old life, but also redefined the very concept of revenge. He discovered that beyond the fleeting satisfaction of seeing a wrongdoer face consequences, there is an infinitely richer reward in cultivating an existence marked by purpose, inner peace, and authentic joy. In this transformation, Leonardo not only left behind the figure of Isabella and the pain associated with her, he transcended the idea of revenge itself, embracing a life filled with new meanings, satisfactions, and limitless possibilities. As the final chapter of Leonardo's story unfolds, we realize that his journey is less about the destination and more about the voyage. From a painful betrayal to the discovery of an inner strength he didn't know he possessed, Leonardo redefined what it means to find true satisfaction and joy. His trajectory, marked by moments of deep introspection, unlocked creativity, and new human connections, illustrates a universal truth: we are capable of reframing our deepest pains into steps to reach higher versions of ourselves. Leonardo shows us that, while we cannot control others' actions or the twists of fate, we have full mastery over our responses to these challenges. He chose not only to survive, but to thrive. Not only to forgive, but to evolve. And thus he transformed what could have been a narrative of loss and resentment into an inspiring tale of self-love, growth, and redemption. Now I invite you, dear listeners, to join in on this conversation. If you enjoyed this story of resilience and overcoming, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion is very important to us and always welcomed. Share your own experiences, reflections, or simply leave a word of support for those who may be going through a difficult time. Remember, every story has the power to touch hearts and inspire new beginnings. Let's continue building this community of support and inspiration together. Thank you for listening, and until next time.